From the latest news to your favorite tunes, we've got your back morning, night, and afternoon. Join our family, connect with your crew. Kings FM 88.5, just for you.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a noisy country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Today, we witness yet another testament of the Unity Party government gross disregard for the rule of law. Emboldened by impunity, they continue to abuse power, testing our nation's fragile peace and democracy. Their list of violations grows daily, from police brutality against ordinary citizens to outright disregard of court orders. We must, however, take the high road. In the interest of peaceful coexistence, I urge everyone to remain calm, law-abiding, and respectful of due process, despite this partisan political mischiefs from the Unity Party government. The trickle-happy partisans leadership of the police force, with direct instruction from Waka himself, spurred into actions. This was not a lawful eviction. It was a failed mission to destroy and erase the CDC in an attempt to fulfill their very wish Waka has repeatedly expressed to his lieutenants. While executing this criminal act, they made the cheers of their partisans They fail to notice the loud silence of the vast majority of ordinary Liberians. Our people are in disbelief at this administration. Reckless behavior in its quest to consolidate power. Posterity will punish them harshly, while the loss of our office building is a setback. I want to emphasize that it is only temporary. We shall overcome this sooner rather than later. Fellow Liberians, I have received today news of the evictions and destructions of our party headquarters. Unfortunate and regrettable as this is. I wish to encourage all Liberians, especially our supporters and sympathizers, to stay calm, remain law-abiding, and respect due process in the interest of our democracy, the rule of law, and the peaceful coexistence among all Liberians, irrespective of party, social, ethnic, or tribal affiliations. A special national headquarters delivery committee is being established to immediately begin the construction work so that we can have a modern state-of-the-art new home in record time. We shall execute this while we embark on a national tour to inform our people. In my journey to heights I have achieved, I have seen such hiccups before. We shall never waver. Together we will build. We are survivors by history. We are blessed with a spirit that overcomes even the most tragedies and misfortune. Remember the unity, strength, and identity of our party and coalition are not found in bricks and mortar. They live in the minds, hearts, and fighting spirit of our teaming supporters. Therefore, I call on every member of the party, our sympathizers, to mobilize and focus our energies on constructing our next premises. I must be clear, resist the temptation to take the law into your own hands. However disappointed we are by this outcome, I call on each of you to continue respecting the law and due process. I am optimistic about the political future of our party. Together we will build a better home for our party. So help me God. On the accomplishment of these 6 years, let me tell you that I am proud of what we have achieved together. We have built roads, supported free wires and free tuition at high schools and public universities, stabilized the macroeconomic challenges we face in 2018, built hundreds of pro-poor housing units, and achieved on so many fronts that we are able to list here today. I will remain actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and political leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change. I will remain actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and political leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change. I will remain actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and political leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change. I will remain actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and political leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Assad is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Creator and sustainer of the universe, who has kept us alive, kept watch over us throughout the night, and he has given us the responsibility to get Liberia better, irrespective of who are against what they do, whether they like it or not, don't want criticism realistically or not. We ought to do what he instructs. At the close of the day, everyone will look back over their lives and say, yes, we were against the guys at Kings 88.5, but we can see that their talk, their effort, their boldness brought change to Liberia. Yes. So we thank you for being with us again. We appreciate all of you. Stephen Yakari, Todi District, Musa A. Sharif, Congo Town, Patricia Brown, ELWA Community, Tobasi, Henry Tito Jr. Caldwell, Asari Cannon, St. Paul Bridge, James Doe, Fatu Conan, Kakata, Magibi County, Ezekiel Johnson, Chicken Soup Factory, Bohaman, Leaman, D15, Fifth Kelvin Bappin, 189, Wintown, Bappin Paul Lee, Johnsonville, Venetius Bar, Newcrewtown, Claude de Paul, Juju Oneware, Johnsonville, Asata Miller, Red Light, Lahai Masale, FDA Junction, Boakat Zodua, McLean Street, Waterside, Henry City, New Georgia, Grace Corner, Terrain Community, Bella Tier, Jacobstown, Mac Dowie, district, that's Colahun district, Kogbe, Weah, Magibi County, Jackson C. Poning Iron Factory, Block C Community, member of Block Titan Intellectual Center, alongside the chairman, Romancio Latupan, Kenneth Ball or Rico, the only chairman that cuts across all race, creed, belief, whatever, culture, that has no barrier. You are on. Good to have you on. The Honorable Chairman, whose birthday is on the 23rd of this month, September. Idaha Jawian, going to be 3 days celebration. You get ready. 3 days. Unity Party has all of the money, but they don't know how to make themselves feel happy. The people who are in opposition, they say, yo, talk, tired. The people are celebrating. 3 days. The chairman, well, if you want to be a part of the celebration, just ask me. I'll give you his location. He is an open guy. Whether you are a sedition, UPS, or MPC, or whatever, you're all commute. But if you show disrespect, no, then you're going to be thrown out of the party. Going to last for 3 days. Yes, 3 days. Patience, Wisner Lane Street, Joan Momolu, Gale Street, Usman Saul, Gale Street, Gabriel Bemba, your business center adjacent GSC, Gabriel Ma and family, Broadville, all of you great people, Benson Dario Victor, all of you great people. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate all of you. We are inspired by your presence. We wouldn't get started without reminding you, we will always, please accept as we sound as a broken record, because it is of vital importance, and you know that too. So the King Support Basket is still open, it's deep and wide. Please be reminded, don't get weary, don't stop. Whatever you can, please do by dropping the numbers you are familiar with now. The send wave 0555 885 885. The local mobile money 0777 017 885. Drop as you budget, and you place odds as a budget item, and then at the end of whatever aspect your activity, you can drop something in the basket. Thank you for coming on again. Let me appreciate all of you. It is because of you that we make the sacrifice, and so you must be served readily. Let's get started, but starting out of Liberia, the United Nations is saying that Nigeria, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Somalia are amongst the worst affected countries globally for attacks on schools and grave violations against children. That's what they said. Israel and the occupied Palestinian territory also top the list. According to the United Nations, DRC recorded 4,043 cases, Somalia 2,568, and Nigeria 2,436. Both Israel and the occupied Palestinian territory reported 8,554 incidences or cases. Thousands of students and teachers were killed, abducted, or traumatized in the attacks. while making the International Day to Protect Education, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres will express his regret that more than 41,000 incidents of violence against school-aged children were recorded last year, 2024, with many schools closed. Over 420,000 children now learn fully online, while 1 million rely on hybrid classes. The technology they have, they take advantage of it by learning that way, fearing that if they move in physically to sit in class while going to school, they might be adopted, or they might have just different incidents or situation happening to them. So they prefer to stay indoor and do or learn online. A Ghanaian court has sentenced 3 Nigerians to a total of 96 years in jail for a string of car stealing in Kumasi, stealing car. The 3 arrested this month, no, not this month, but June this year, were linked to a series of vehicle theft, car stealing car. Vehicle means car, and theft means stealing. That the English way for saying, for coloring it. But anytime you hear the word theft, know that stealing. They were stealing car across. So their sentencing comes amid growing concern over crimes involving foreign nationals. In July, Ghana Immigration Service arrested 50 Nigerians in Accra for alleged cyber fraud and human trafficking. Ghanaian police will urge the public to report suspicious activities. Nigerians. 7 Chinese nationals who smuggled Malawians to South Africa and then subjected them to forced labor have all been given or sent to 20 years in jail. Ghana sent 3 persons to jail, 3 Nigerians for stealing cars, 96 years in jail for stealing cars. 7 Chinese nationals, they smuggle human beings. These human beings are Malawians. They smuggle human beings called Malawians to South Africa, and they subjected them to forced labor, meaning doing hard work. So the government there sent them to 20 years in jail. The 4 men and 3 women were found guilty of human trafficking and kidnapping earlier this year by a South African court. Their sentence comes nearly 6 years after they were arrested when local authorities raided a factory in the capital, or one of the capitals, Johannesburg, and found 91 Malawians, 37 of them children, working in appalling conditions, very bad conditions. Human trafficking is a major concern in South Africa, with the country regarded as a source, transit, and destination. According to South Africa's labor laws, employees cannot work more than 9 hours a day. That's the law they have in South Africa. Employees cannot work more than 9 hours a day. and they are entitled to a weekly rest period of at least 36 hours, and that includes Sunday, unless a different arrangement is reached. What happened in Kenya? But Ivory Coast, former First Lady, as you heard in King's News Bulletin at 1, Simone Gbagbo, age 76, is the surprise inclusion on a list of 5 candidates who have been officially clear to contest next month's presidential election. She will run against the current president, Alassane Ouattara, who is 83 years old, took power after she and her husband, Laurent Gbagbo, were captured in a presidential bunker during the conflict that hit the country after the 2010 election. Her husband, the ex-president, is barred from contesting the election, along with ex-prime minister Pascal Afi Gusan and ex-Credit Suisse Bank CEO Tijan Tiam. Their disqualification has raised concerns about the legitimacy of the October 25th election and has sparked fears of instability. Lastly, then in Liberia, Kenya has been left in shock, or the citizens there in shock, after the killing of a senior lawyer in a drive-by shooting on a bus or busy street in the capital, Nairobi. Matthew Umbobu, a respected lawyer he was, and former head of the political party dispute tribunal, was driving home on Tuesday evening when a gunman on a motorcycle pulled alongside his vehicle or his car and opened fire. Witnesses reported hearing multiple gunshots, loud gunshots. The motive for the attack, which resembles the shocking killing of a lawmaker earlier this year, is unknown. Investigation is underway. The Law Society of Kenya has described the killing as abhorrent and said the crime must be dealt with swiftly and conclusively. It expressed concern over threats faced by lawyers, adding that the killing had all markings of a predetermined assassination, meaning it was planned. Too often, advocates have been victimized and targeted for the work that they do. That's according to the Law Society in Kenya President Faith Ahiambo. The shooting happened near the Langata Mangada Road junction next to a busy shopping center in an affluent Karen estate, about just a broad day. Not easy. Terrible things happening all over. In Liberia, we have it safe. The atmosphere is just unique. Lawmakers do all kinds of funny things, go with impunity, nobody keeping it in check. They brag, they boast, they insult politicians. Just, if you sit and follow the international news and see how people are going through terrible times, or these people in our country called lawmakers, politicians, other people, they will come to themselves. Well, we may not find these things happening in our country, but some way, somehow, they will get affected. Nobody wish evil for them. But I am only saying, don't abuse the unique atmosphere you have. If people aren't targeting you, if we not having in our country snipers bringing people down, getting at close range and shooting and all kinds of things happening, like we are reporting from countries around the world, it doesn't say you should continue to be abusive of the people, because you can tell people may not walk to you and shoot you, but there are other things that they can do. You can tell. You have to be very careful with your life, especially when you are dealing with people. Every day we try to caution you people. But if you think because you're lawmaker, you're big politician, executive politician, judicial politician, whatever, you insult people, you say anything, you give them cheek, you call them spineless, but yet you are also spineless, you can tell. So we are back in Liberia, having made the trips in South Africa, Kenya, Ghana, and the United Nations headquarters. We're back. Well, let me share with you central bank information, because there is confusion amongst everybody with this rate and then shortage. Concerns have been on for weeks, for days now. The central bank say all those things that you people are saying. Let me put it this way in a simple Liberian term. The central bank saying all the things that you're talking, they're not true. No shortage of anything on the market called Liberian dollars. Liberian dollars sufficient. All of the banks are filled. United States dollars, so wow, everything. The central bank say that information that you're getting, that certain people doing it, that propaganda, nothing like that. Here is the statement. Let me give it to you as they've released it. The Central Bank of Liberia says it is reassuring the public and all market participants that there is no shortage of Liberian dollars in the financial system. It said the commercial banks have sufficient Liberian dollars to meet customer need, including government salaries, settlements, and private sector transactions. The Central Bank of Liberia, in its statement, also said the concerns about Liberian dollar shortage do not reflect the true liquidity situation. As of September 10, commercial banks held 1.65 billion Liberian dollars in vault cash balances, adequate to serve customer withdrawals and payment, meaning sufficient. Why the Central Bank of Liberia itself maintains strong reserves to support the system when necessary. Meaning, if there is any other thing by the central bank, if they are commercial banks, if they are experiencing some problem, the central bank too is positioned to move in. But until that can happen, all of the commercial banks, like the beginning, we used to hear during the war, they say lock and low. Meaning, when the man going to fight, he take all of his arm and lower it so he can fight for the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days or so. He doesn't have to be worrying. So let me use that term to describe what the central bank is saying. All of the commercial banks are lock and low. They have sufficient Liberian dollars. Don't even mention the Liberian dollars. Moreover, central bank itself, they are saying they are lock and low, that just in case any of the commercial bank having problem, they can move in, because that is their responsibility. They go further to say in their statement, banks excess reserves have nearly doubled 2.02 billion compared to September 2024, underscoring strong liquidity. The Central Bank of Liberia said the rumors of scarcity is from speculation, hoarding, and misrepresentation. Let me go over that line. This is central bank statement. The Central Bank of Liberia said, the rumors of scarcity is from speculation, meaning people just guessing. They ain't get no idea about how the country looking, how this monetary sector looking. Central bank is saying you know nothing about it. You're just guessing. When you hear somebody say they want, then you take it, you run with it and say, oh, no money, oh, no Liberian dollar. Central Bank of Liberia say that speculation. Then they say they're hoarding, meaning few people who are in control of some dollars, they take it and keep it. Just how 1 year they say rest shortage, meaning some people take the rest, they keep it. That central bank war I explaining to you also. Hoarding. Then they say misrepresentation. The way it is not. That's how the people in the public saying it. That's what they mean by this line. Listen to it again. The Central Bank of Liberia said, the rumors of scarcity is from speculation, hoarding, and misrepresentation. These do not reflect Liberia's actual Liberian dollar financial conditions, which remain stable and resilient. These do not reflect Liberia's actual Liberian dollar financial conditions, which remain stable and resilient. Meaning, they say all these things here, the three things they name: speculation, hoarding, and misrepresentation. It does not reflect not what it is. Not what it is of Liberia's actual Liberian dollar financial condition, but rather the situation with the money, Liberian dollars, so they want that one. They say it remains stable and resilient, is strong, and not shaking, no problem whatsoever. Then they went down further. Alongside this stability, meaning everything okay, stable. Alongside this stability, the Liberian dollar has recorded a sharp appreciation against the United States dollars. Did you get it? Alongside this stability, given what central bank along with the commercial banks have done to stabilize everything, they say that the Liberian dollar has recorded a sharp appreciation against the United States dollars. So all the things that you see some area they say 850, some area say that central bank is saying, oh look, come on, all of those things there. No. Somebody, some way, somehow doing something. What we have put in place, the system that we have put in place, we have given value. We have added value to the Liberian dollar so much so that it has taken a steep rise against the United States dollars. Then what other things did they say? On September 8th, this week, the exchange rate was about 180 Liberian dollars to $1 US, the buying rate, compared to 201.08 to $1 US at the end of August. They say that was an appreciation of 10.5% just in 1 week. A CBL market survey, a CBL, Central Bank of Liberia market survey on September 9th. That means they did a survey, they left their offices. That's what they are saying. They left their offices, the people responsible, they went in the field to check all around to do their own investigation. That's what they call survey, so that they would know. So they say their survey on September 9th confirmed the trend, recording Liberian dollars 182.94 to 1 US dollar buying, and 184.94 to 1 US dollar selling. They say that progress. They concluded this appreciation reflects both economic and structural factors. Since April, the Central Bank of Liberia has maintained a tight monetary policy stance, holding the monetary policy rate at 17.25% and sterilizing more than 13 billion Liberian dollars to stabilize the foreign exchange market and strengthening remittance inflow of US $425.9 million in the first half of 2025. Remittance that money people can send from abroad, any part of the world. And expanding economic activity alongside Morovia induced by improved road connectivity. That's what central bank said. This is central bank statement. So the bank said all that you people are hearing about shortage of Liberian dollars, it is lie. That's not true. It's just a makeup. It is speculation, hoarding, and misrepresentation. Misrepresentation means you're not saying the right thing. No shortage on the market of Liberian dollars, then you're saying there's shortage. That's what central bank is saying, mean by misrepresentation, meaning you know the fact, but you're saying different thing from the fact. That's what they're saying you. So central bank is saying to all of you people, they say you know nothing of all the things that are happening. You're just making noise all over the place. You people are noise makers. No shortage of Liberian dollars. The US rate everything stable. They have a strong system in place, and on and on. As you heard me read from their statement. Simple. So it's up to you. If that is true, well, then that's it. So let's go to this one. We'll close with the chancellor. The tension that is between two lawmakers, one representing Unity Party and the other one is business and the government scheme. The tension has gotten heated between Representative Musa Ability and Unity Party Senator Prince Moy, with Musa Ability accusing Unity Party government of sabotaging local petroleum businesses with the cut in storage fees from 35% to 2% per gallon. Representative Musa Ability argument is the move by Unity Party will cripple Liberian-owned terminals. Not only that, it will centralize power in the state-run Liberia Petroleum Refining Company. His argument was countered by Unity Party Senator Prince Moy, who brushed it aside, claiming that Ability argument was just on self-serving, and he, Senator Prince Moy, insists that the reform or the decision they've taken is designed to cut fuel costs and redirect millions of dollars into the healthcare and infrastructure sector. The senator went on to say, Unity Party decision is based on their investigation and recommendation to their boss, Joseph Yeman Boakai, who accepted it. They say it's about making petroleum costs more affordable for ordinary Liberians. That's what they said. And they've been on it, on and on and on. They've been having heated exchanges. Right now, there's uneasiness amongst not only these people who are the political decision makers, but the other people who are down the line technically. So they said that they want to get some of these dollars into healthcare, improve healthcare in Liberia, road. That is a blatant lie. Let's be honest. That is a blatant lie. The government will always not want to be truthful because they have failed. Their rhetoric didn't work. Their rhetoric exposed them. It is known. It is a known fact. It is known. If you think this thing about getting some money for the yellow machine or the yellow machine is off, no. It is a known fact. It's everywhere. Some of their officials, they confided, and I can expressly say, but I can call the name. One of their officials said it as a good friend, that all of these things, the fellow says, Sam, all of these things that you see doing, we made a commitment. And you know what it will mean for the president if he failed on his yellow machine agriculture project? Then it means that that entire line in the arrest agenda agriculture, which is his main priority, can be used against him going into 2029. So they're doing everything they can. Sorry, he didn't say they, but he said we're doing everything we can. He said bulk of that money will go towards that. You have to understand the political side. They wouldn't come and say we are doing this for the health sector and the role. They would tell you that, but the money is being used for that purpose because they just didn't work it out good. Boakai is not a smart guy. No, he's not a smart guy. He is a confused guy. A confused person is that person who has a situation and doesn't know how to polish so that it sounds pleasant in the ear and people wouldn't question. So he always don't know what to say. So every time he said something, it raises more concern. Listen to all of the things that Boakai has said over the time. He lied about these the 285 machines. He said his friend gave him 285 pieces of machines, which is practically impossible. It is beyond human reasoning. Nobody, no institution, no single individual can look at 285 machines that each of them between 40 to 50,000 and give it to a given person. It is far beyond reasoning of this war. The president lied, blatant lie. When the effects started setting in, he did not know what to say. He sat speechless. He allowed his people to make fun of him, took him to the ministerial complex, and then they did a showcasing as if they were dealing with stupid people in this country who don't have any ounce of reasoning. Like you are dealing with illiterate people. Even the illiterate ones can reason because they know right from wrong. When somebody is saying something, you'll know. You will sense the impossibility of certain things. So the president lied there. When he was pressed to show the friend, today, that friend can be shown. And you can't have such a person lying like that. The president came out again and said he was going to attend the wedding of a longtime friend in Ghana whom he helped along the way. Mr. President, never ever, today there is no picture, not a single picture. We are in the age of technology. Let's put Mr. President for the time being. Let's put him in the category of a celebrity, a political celebrity. The cameras never leave any celebrity, be you politician, business, musician, movie star. The camera is never off you. Paparazzis and the other medias all over the place. It is not possible that Mr. President will go to attend a wedding and not a single picture. Even if Mr. President isn't in the picture, let's assume for discussion's sake, we will see pictures of the event itself. Mr. President, today we know, blatant lie. Mr. President, people talk about buses. They showcase those buses, say the Ghanaian government gave him several pieces of buses. Only for the Ghanaian media to come out and say it is a blatant lie. And on we can go. Follow the trend of Mr. President announcements. He has never, since his ascendancy, Mr. President has never said anything that made sense and it came to pass. Everything was questioned and it never came to pass. They realized that they've lied to the people about this yellow machine, and we are getting into dry season now. Not getting it is going to be a failure, a shame, a disgrace. They try to avoid a disgrace because they trumpeted, they made too much big mouth about this thing. What's the sense? Even a tabula rasa can reason that way. A tabula rasa is a blank mind. It's an Italian phrase for a blank mind, empty, like child. When you see child behaving the way they're behaving, don't have problem with them. Don't even beat them. Don't get vexed with them. What you see on display is tabula rasa, meaning blank mind, empty. They only operate by feelings. You, age, you know that it wasn't possible. Nobody did that. And you say they gave you 285. Fast forward, nothing can happen. You send vice president to go do window shopping. Vice president comes back. Renegotiation turns to window shopping. Window shopping ends, nothing. And they say, but if we do something about this, the yellow machine, it will be a minus. Going into 2029, that could be a sophisticated weapon that the opposition will use against us. Let's do something. They've been having series of discussions over the days and weeks. And they arrive at this thing. They've been here all those time. Ask yourself, why now? Who told you Amos Twain you know about that storage thing and how many dollars or cents Musa Ability and the others were getting on each? The government is just few months into 2 years. The managing director being aware. Ask yourself why he didn't raise the concern all along. It was recently that they had that thought and say, oh, okay, but then. So every cent, imagine the millions of dollars, they will have gotten the money and even more for the 285. From who? You. My man confirmed it today. Me, I let my man in government, but man, I satisfied with some of the things that happened. And that the same man that told me, he says that thing they're doing the phonetic cover wrong. He said, when I work in this government, it was not Unity Party people that sent me to school. He said this, the education that I have today, the master degree that I have, that today, even though I supported the government, but if I didn't have this, I wouldn't be in the government. And it's all because of phonetic cover. The man say, I owe it to phonetic cover. I can tell you what Boga doing to remove him. It's not right at all. And my man can confide in me. that what makes a good friend. Yeah, he knows that I'm in the opposition. Now the man can listen to the show sometimes. When I'm finished, he can be telling me some of the thing there. They can listen sometimes, not all of the time. He can listen because of a busy schedule. You know? The man made that one time, he said, you're doing well. He said, at least you're keeping the government feet to the fire. Yeah. He didn't holler. He said, you're doing extremely well. Because some of the things that you bring out, I mean, it raises concern within the government. And they try to take into consideration some of those things. He told me, he said, Sam, don't give up. Don't think what you people are doing. The people not listening to you. The people listen to you, then they can listen to their own people. They want to get this 285 at all costs. So they're fighting. You will, in the coming days, you'll hear another one. They're striving. They're fighting at all costs to make sure that they get it. So they have this confusion on and on. This is not the first time. Their ability been battling. And then there is this one that came out. They say Liberia, a global index said Liberia is the hungriest country. How Liberia can be the hungriest country, man? That means Liberia, if Liberia is the hungriest country, they use the superlative. If Liberia is the hungriest country, then it means, by logical reasoning, Liberia is the poorest country. If that report that came out on Liberia as the hungriest country in West Africa, then it means Liberia is the poorest country in West Africa. Then it means poverty is at an unprecedented level. So it means about 75–80% of the people go to bed hungry, can hardly afford. But that's true. That's true. Things are just bad off. Liberia, the poor hungriest. Hungriest country in the world, in Africa rather. Hungriest. Hey man, too bad for us, man. Is there any other way that they could have put it than hungriest? It means that we are very poor. And that's why things are so bad off under Joseph Yemabuaga government. Central bank comes and tell us that nothing happening, no shortage on the market of Liberian dollars. Things are okay, the rate is stable. Well, it's up to you. You are the ones in your respective area. If that is true, you can say. If that is not true, you can say. But what I know that the politicians will always want you to believe what they say. You should live according to what they want and what they are saying. So let's have a listen to Representative Jacob Debbie on this reduction. Let's have a listen to him. Then we'll move to Representative Yogba on the legislature. They are not comfortable with what they are saying. Let's get there. Let's have the representative. Then we move to Representative Yogba, and then you can have your say.
Approved by the president of Liberia. Why this exclusively? Okay. And approval. The Public Financial Management Act of 2009, restated and amended 2019, states that the PFM Act governs all matters related to the management of public finances, including revenue collection and accounting across government agencies, including state development planning. Development planning, and by extension, the legislature adhere to principles of accountability, transparency, and legislative overreach by unilaterally reducing terminal fees and setting storage prices. The APRC has effectively bypassed freely legislated revenue frameworks, an act inconsistent with the PFM Act's mandate that all revenue-raising measures must be defined in the national budget and harmonized with the MFDPM legislature. This is a threat to accountability and transparency. This decision strips away public oversight and disguises the true fiscal impact of APRC's operations. Without proper budgeting and reporting, how can we verify, we legislature, how can we verify whether this benefits the people or instead deprives the state of critical receipts, critical revenues? Economic and legal precedents. If left unchecked, such an intrusion undermines the rule of law and encourages other SOEs to act beyond their legal jurisdiction, risking systemic erosion of financial governance in Liberia. What can we do as legislators? I hereby call upon the board and management of the LPRC to immediately suspend these unlawful measures and provide a detailed account to the legislature, highlighting the rationale, projected fiscal implications, and legal justification for the decision. The legislature, through its committees on lands, mines, energy, natural resources, and environment, and public accounts, to launch a full-scale investigation into the legality, the fiscal impact, and policy consequences of LPRC's actions. The Ministry of Finance and Development Planning under the PFM law to formally review any unauthorized feed or price revisions and work to reintegrate this into a transparent, legislative approved budgeting process. The executive to guard against executive agencies or SOEs operating beyond their statutory limits and ensure that all financial decisions remain under appropriate public scrutiny. In conclusion, this situation reveals a dangerous overreach by the LPRC, one that challenges both the legal framework established by the 1989 Act and the fiscal governance mechanism embodied in the PFM law of 2009, restated 2019. As lawmakers, the guardians of the public purse and defenders of national interest, we must not allow such impulsive and unilateral actions to go unchallenged. Let this statement serve as a firm reminder that no government entity is above the law, especially when public finances and national interests are at stake. We will uphold transparency, safeguard revenue streams, and preserve democratic oversight today and always. Thank you so much for allowing me and allowing the Liberians to understand these unwanted, unilateral, unconstitutional, illegal forms of generating money for themselves. This is not about Liberia, it's about individuals. From all investigations, they have no right to do what they are doing. And so this should be a concern for all Liberians. Thank you so much.
Good. Representative Jacob Adebi, a position on the decision taken by LPRC, just a unity party government. So here is it. Now, this man, or just the legislature, when it was said from the onset that the legislature was going to be a toothless bulldog, particularly the legislature, let me not say only the House of Representatives. So you see, when Richard Kunsey, regime speaker, he also meant mutation. They will mute themselves on issues. This situation, when you receive money, you listen. He is the second person within the legislature that has raised concern. Some of his colleagues spoke beyond camera or off camera, off microphone. They expressed their frustration. They just made noise in the corridor. They know, all of them at the legislature, the senators and the representatives, they know that it's wrong. They know that the executive disrespected them. They know that the first place that this thing should have started with them. When you take money, when you sell your character, when you sell your integrity, when you are a sellout, no one respects you. In that situation, the executive did not see them as lawmakers. They did not see them as first branch. They did not see them as coordinating branch. But this is not the first. You know how many times the legislature was disrespected and nothing came of it? Few lawmakers only raised concern, and that was the end. These people have so much power, authority, but they do not know who they are. That is why when you settle for peanuts, your character is gone, your integrity is gone, you are valueless. The only thing you can do now is to rant in the corridor. You people were running all over the place. The few dollars that you took from the executive, acting like you're big senators and representatives or representatives. What am I saying is this? If you people have the gust, if you people truly not spineless, if you people are legislators, the first branch of government, the executive would not do what it is doing. The executive will be afraid. When you position yourself as per your authority, the next person can disrespect you. They will always regard you and consult you on what they intend to do so that you advise expressly. But you people at the legislature, you sold yourselves, and that is why you people are not being respected. Something that should have started with you people, they disregarded you, whether you exist or not. They don't see you. You people have the authority, even if it is not still late. Let me tell you people, great legislators, renowned legislators, as much as we can criticize you, but we respect you people in your respective capacities. Listen, you people, lawmakers, if you people know that this is wrong and you people should be involved and the executive bypass you people, and you know that there is no reliance on which they are doing it, you have the authority to summon Mr. President. You can summon, you people have the authority to summon Mr. President. Mr. President is just as mayor, minister, as any other president that you people can call at that place. You can summon the president. He's not God. He's not lording over this country. He is a citizen. He is an employee. Just as you people were elected, he was elected. You people are all equal, different by function. He's not a God. If you people are serious to get this country right, to put it on course, you people will stand up for who you people are as per the structure given you people by the Constitution. Summon Mr. President. Let him stand over there for 2 hours, 3 hours, and you question him like we see in other countries. The United States Congress can invite the United States president to answer certain questions. Why are you afraid of the president in Liberia? That's why the people ain't respect you. See all that they're doing all over the place. They disrespect you, and you people say you're legislators, you're lawmakers. You people are valueless. You don't know what you stand for. You people have sold yourselves out. That is why they're bypassing you. Should they be doing it? The law is the law. Ain't that what the man said? And the man said, when they broke CDC headquarters down, and he said the law is the law, this one year now it is the law. So why he bypassing? Why he can't uphold the law? When it is against his opponent, then it is the law. But when it is in their interest, ain't no law. We are in a mess in this country, and nobody put us in this mess than you people who sitting over there call yourself legislators. We are in a big mess, and this will haunt, it will suffer the country for years. No need for you individuals, representatives, to be having press conferences, raising your voices in the corridor. You don't need to do that. You just need to get on the floor and raise that motion to invite Mr. President. This is when and how now you need to test the speaker's ability. Oh yes, you put it on the floor, you make that request, as you people make requests to invite other ministers. Your strength should not be on ministers and directors only. Your strength should not be on only ministers and directors. It should also be on Mr. President. You people are the first branch of government with all authority. The executive can do nothing without you. You can do nothing without the executive. The judiciary can do nothing without the executive. The executive can do nothing without the judiciary. So you people are three coordinate but separate branches of government as per your function. So if you, the legislature, knows that this is not right and it will affect the country, you have the right, the authority to call in. Stop calling in FPRC managing director. But you people aren't serious because you go over there, you turn everything into a fun fair gathering. You're laughing all over the place. How you know the other person and the person there and the other person there. You people are legislators. You know what I mean? When government, when official from the executive, summoned by the legislature, that person takes 2-3 days thinking how he or she approach himself over there. Because he knows that he's not going to have it on a silver platter. Patriotism, nationalism is the order of the day that the lawmakers put on the floor and not individual. But you people prefer individual over nationalism and patriotism. And you people are the problem that Liberia is retrogressing by the day. You people who sitting over there call yourself legislators. No reason why many of you are bobo, mumu. So the ones who are legislatively inclined and exposed are the ones who are calling the shots. And you people only there to receive what you can receive. And you people are excited. People call you honorable, honorable. Then you feel exalted. Empty honorable. The people looking for money to buy the 285 yellow machines. And by the time they concluded with that, they will send the money with all you people. The 285 machines will start coming in the country. You people continue to sit there and you'll just be making noise. You people are toothless bulldog. You're just sitting there, they call yourself legislators. When the people ready there, they send small money there. You're pulling in your pocket. Honorable, honorable. This is the time. When Mr. President, before he can even return to the country, that request, I mean, how they call it? How you can call it in your law? What's the jargon you get for it? It's on the floor. And you insist that he appeared to explain. Eva, how legislature is so strong, powerful. Yeah, our own in Liberia, nothing. It's just a plastic bear, weak. Ega. See legislators in other countries. See parliament. See the people discussing nationalistically, patriotically. Our own, we discuss friendship and dollars. No reason why. China celebrated 76. China 76 years old. Liberia 177. Stay big in China. If China ain't do nothing yet, nothing they can show. The country has no. Oh God. Yeah. So you don't complain, oh. You don't complain. You're southern there. You people embrace it. You don't be pretending you're complaining. That's how they can fool you. They will come up with 1 or 2 press conferences and say, yeah, the legislature working. All right. Well, our man, I say we get to Jerry Yobo, but they hear the new DEA boss. He has something to tell us, and he is moving from one end to another. Say climbing down on drug. From one end to another. I think he's in Grand Cape County. Let's go.
The civil society group in Bomi County for inviting us to have a community engagement, a platform that we'll use to eradicate drugs in Western Liberia. We are committed to the issue of drug eradication in Liberia. We want to build a DA that is responsive, that is credible, disciplined, and serve with professionalism and integrity. Let the message be clear. Those who are involved into drug trafficking, who benefit from the destruction of life, let it be clear today that we'll go after you. We'll dismantle your network. We'll dismantle the ghettos. I have 702, and here men here. You see the number of men are here today. We are sweeping. We are sweeping the whole of Republic of Liberia. We'll go after you. The warning to DA officers, if you are here and involved into shady deeds, you're either with us or you're against us. We'll weed you out. We want a credible DA personnel that will go after drug traffickers, that will go after drug abusers. You can't be within the DA and you become the abuser or any abetting trafficker. We'll weed you out. We already got intelligent network. We are collaborating with civil society organizations, the motorcycle union, citizens, marketeer, religious communities. We have our hublands, we have our numbers, we have our intelligent network to weed out the bad apples among the good apples. So again, to the media, we pledge our commitment of working with you all. Anywhere you see DA personnel or joint security personnel, because the fight is joint security fight, and not only LDA, police, immigration, fire service. Anywhere you see them involved, trying to aid and abet the issue of drug abuse and the issue of drug trafficking, they'll be enlight us. We'll have our hubland, the Bomi County hubland will soon be established in the incoming days, and you'll be notified, and it will be made public. It will be at major government facilities and police stations, civil compound, all of the major government facilities in Bomi County. You see our hublands and our contact information will be there. So again, we are committed. We want to collaborate with the media institutions. You our friend in the struggle. We want to pledge our commitment to upholding the principle of rule of law, and the principle of fairness, the principle of transparency, and the principle of discipline. We're building a DA, we're building a joint security institution that will serve the Liberian people with dignity, with respect, with discipline, and with credibility. So again, we want to say thank you for today. Again, we want to say thank you to the civil society organization of Bomi County for inviting us. We're building a platform that will eradicate drugs within the Western region. Thank you very much.
DEA officer in charge, Fitzgerald Biago, with his tour. All right, that's good. So let's see how it works. Moving from one end to another, dismantling ghettos, he said. But the main thing is, even though he hinted that internal investigation, let's see, because you have to start from within firstly before you get out. The destruction of ghettos and other places, not the only problem, but those within. We're told by some of the DA people that government officials, people out of the government, they smuggle drugs into the country. It's a business. So if you can deal with that, well, then. But anyway, at least let's see how it goes to the end. OIC Fitzgerald Biago. So that will be doing it for those are the pointers. We close with the counselor. Yes. So let's go to you. Before then, keep dropping. We appreciate all that you have done and continue to do. Please keep dropping in the basket. It's right before you. 0-555-885-885. The local mobile money 0-777-017-885. The name attached to it is Abraham Weah. Austin Melogenian writes, there are 3 parties, but all sell rights in Liberia. I want to know what the price from importers to distributors. Matthew Choloplay, after this useless Unity Party government 6 years, next time, whenever Liberian people hear the name Unity Party, they will run for their life. Philip Nangwe, this is so sad that an elderly man like Boakai lies so much. Stephen Yakari, school are no longer accepting USD. I want to pay for my son uniform. When to pay for my son uniform today, I guess that's what you meant, which is 15 USD. I was told to pay 3,000 Liberian dollars, and the current rate in cotton tree is 160. The US $15 was rejected. Where are we going as a country? Philip Nangwe writes again, I wish Liberia can punish these foreigners that are violating our labor laws. Oh yes, Philip, I thought the same way too when I was getting ready to come on the air. But they can. The country is poor. These people come in, do whatever they can. Labor ministry protect them. I thought the same way, Philip Nangwe. Yes. Let's get to the line. 077-223-9933, 0886-30-4497, 0777. The women's line 077-980375. Let's start with the men. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sam Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Sam Andrew, this is the voice of Sabu Rasta. Sam, I'm joining this unique conversation for the big section of you, Sam, in South. Sam, let me wholeheartedly appreciate you, Sam, and for your talking point. Look, Sam, you hit the hammer on the head, but you don't want to knock it. So let me knock it, Sam. Truth telling is very essential. That's why we have 3 branches of government with distinct function. Look, Sam Andrew, can you imagine you hear why is the rule of law caucus? Our legislators, Sam, they have sold us to this book and this and Sam, can you imagine how in the world Lord Maker would make us so low to the presidency? After Article 1 told us that same all power is in the people and all free government are instituted by the authority and for their benefit. So say, how will you now be telling us today, our Lord will tell us, oh, we are now in elaboration to be concerned after you sold yourself to Joseph Nima Bwaga, and you killed him, but still to 29 them. All those guys need to go. They are not law because they are what? FLUN and TTONOU, they are gluttony of them, they are greedy people. That's why they don't care for their people.
Correct, Sabu Rasta.
Our country is looking today. Look at the age of the US with same Andrew. So Central Bank is telling us today they got much money in the bank. So where is the money now? Where are our money? Can you imagine the money?
The people say everything's stable. They say all that you people saying are lie. They're not true. No shortage of anything.
Can you imagine? I will change money for
Rasta.
So the Central Bank so say we start putting $1 in the play. The government will start putting because if I go change that money, say you never get my money to be that problem. No.
All right, Sabu Rasta. Okay, thank you. Have a nice midweek. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, what is your name? Where you call from?
I call from Sir, people are joking. Now in the house, you get a job. Then you say that then you go outside, say you want to look for a job. You go crack my country, bomb the country, I pay the job, They pass him and they pay being the job in the city. Then you say, they're not ready to work in that door. They're not ready to do nothing for in the country. They are joking. They are joking. They're not serious to do nothing for us. They are not so nothing. I see on table, I see a vice president there. Under the China president of China, I see 4 farm machine. They were sending photos all over in the play yesterday on table. I said, what I see, so I saw people, I said, they not see Oma. They think they put that in the country. You get draw in the state. You now get a draw for then you go up into it and say you're going to break kettle. What kind of thing we say? So, I'm making talking, they say, who have in the bank. The talking the money finance already.
So in your era now, in your era, how is it in your era there? The people liberty all around there because central bank say the thing you're saying that not true. They say liberty all over the place. But so in your era now, in your era, liberty there?
I put nothing. I said, I'm going to market money. I see or fighting for the they bought gate around 4 only. No, and I hear with money.
Okay.
They say,
all right.
They are talking about it.
Okay. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Alexander Citizenship from Brazil. Yeah, Andrew, I don't want to know for you. Are you a general or a politician?
Why you say that?
Yeah, because you always bob up in the government.
You say what?
Yeah, you always bob up in the government. If you want to be a general, you need to where you are.
So
you need to bob in the government.
Okay, when I take time, let the scores say good. Thank you.
Yeah,
so get the difference between a journalist and a politician.
No, you are not a politician, you are a journalist.
So yes, so what's the role?
You speak to where you are.
So what's the role? What the role of the journalist now?
Every time you go, the government, and we are forcing to see the not anything in the country.
So wait now, my man, I'll cut you off. Wait, take your time, my man. Take your time. So what's the role of the journalist?
You see, it's wrong.
What is the role of the journalist?
You see?
What is the role of the journalist now?
The journalist is like it's the talk what is unfolding within the country.
So what are we doing now?
Not the part of the government. It's wrong.
But are we talking the issues?
No, sometimes you're sometimes you insult the president. It's wrong.
So how now? What's the insult? What's the insult? Say
a job not in the country. What do you do? Hey, you're not even come back.
My man.
You're not even come back. You're not come back. So if I play, if I play to lose the country, you'll be happy again.
Oh, but Bwaga looting, Bwaga and people looting, chief. Sorry to say, you really showing that you get serious mental problem. Your president and the people what they're doing all kinds of things. You're in here, your central bank line said no shortage of liberty, and there is shortage. You won't see all that one. The people complaining all over the place. The border in the country, you think they're just dropping from the sky? You think how United Party people recognize you? Come on, man. It should be somebody who has a serious mental problem. Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon, Sanju.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for you to pick up my call, yeah. Thank you for leaving drive that and say that man from the land. We're going to see talking.
Let's hear you. Let's hear you. He entitled to his opinion.
All that too, but you can't discuss the issue. And what happened in the country are you discussing? So you want to know what happened in the country? Why go on you not discussing? Why send up the money all over here? Liberty over la. Why the liberty like yeah? Before go to
that work the money again. You are on Israel. Israel getting chance to express it. Say he go and you finish he go.
Yeah, what money are in the country? What liberty here? They go to money. No liberty in the past. You can see liberty in the past. The protest talking. The man say all the government officials are liar. The man say hey happening. All the government officials are liar. And my lord, because I having press conference. My lord, because of Great Gillette and TV. I want for you to say when you put on the floor when the president come from America, I go wire around and say you go for US Sunday, and you go change the party. When you come back, say okay, actually, that is not because you party. No be fair. If they okay you jail, they say when we step at you, they stop you with step at you because when you start the cooking for the country, they have one guy and a criminal there, they will arrest you and take you jail. And the reason run the country for. So you will put on the president, the president. Yeah, then you find the man. Because the man president law of the country here. We stay with the thing now. The law.
Right. Hello.
Good afternoon, Sam, and good afternoon to my friend listen to the broadcast.
Good afternoon, Sam.
Thank you very much. I will not call my name for security reasons.
No, but why not? So if everybody not calling their name, then what would be it?
No, it's right. I beg you, let me go ahead.
But what is it? What is it that you want to say?
Central Bank is lying to the laboratory.
But just to say Central Bank lying, chief. No, man, you call your name. No, you want to put in something too? You know that there are certain things that you can say the government can hold responsible as per the law.
Good afternoon, Mr. Senator.
Because we know you didn't call your name. Hello.
I'm Peter David Castle, cover another street line in Lower Johnsonville. Thank you for the fascinating discussion. I think Mr. Sam Andrew, if Central Bank is telling us that there's liberty on the market, then it should be telling us what economic policy are they using. No, this year they are actually just to us that, and there's no monetary analysts at the Central Bank. They are totally grossly incompetent.
So how is it in your era you experiencing shortage or availability?
There's an artificial shortage of liberty. That's the reality. You cannot shy away from that, Central Bank. And today, when you walk in a rural community, the guys that have money changing booths and the banks, they get US in their bed, passing all over, gallivanting in the community looking for liberty. That's clear. And what these are created uncertainty into the economy. Business people now are even afraid to put their money into the economy because the fear is that the US will allow drugs further than did or it may go up and they may become a loser. You see, there's a complete crisis that have been created. They have brought the economy into total shambles. So the rescue mission now are being really incarcerated by a bad economy. They cannot survive. They cannot govern this particular country. They are totally still. So Central Bank and that of the Ministry of Finance, you could take the blame. People are grossly incompetent, and that's the reality. Thank you very much.
Thank you too for calling. Have a nice day. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
You are on the air, madam.
Thank you for stopping.
Sorry, madam. Your line cracking. Your line cracking. We can. Hello.
Yes. Afternoon, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Yes. That's Mocha. You know, so I don't really know whether they were really full support in a statement. And listen to that thing you were reading. I come to believe what some of my money changer friends were telling me yesterday, that it is central bank that is holding the money. That is the fact. Because you could have provided all solutions, because you're the one have the monitoring power. So if you know that somebody is holding the money, what you were supposed to say? You were supposed to say something that will be served as a deterrent to stop the people from holding the money, quote unquote, economic sabotage. But you didn't do so. You're telling us, say, we are speculating. But then yet you go in the middle and tell us that people are holding it. Okay, you know that people are holding it. We don't know. We're not seeing it. Then how do you refer to our action as speculation and misinformation? So they didn't do well. It is surplus. Yeah. Yesterday, one of my friends told me that she just came from in the day, and they told her that there was no liberty except when she wanted to withdraw US. I didn't ask woman the pay that she went in, but I heard her saying it. Yesterday, I almost got straight into it. I didn't have any fire out US on me. I had the money on my mobile. A lot of the people there that I knew when I went to there, only US we can withdraw. Only US we can withdraw. You could not withdraw anything for your mobile yesterday in terms of liberty. Then you can't just put it down, that kind of release, telling people say they are lying. That is quite frustrating about our government. We don't know the reason why they are holding the money whosoever that is holding there, but it will unfold. And the president say, I'm not going beyond whatsoever reason that they are holding it for. It will, because we are in the community. We are seeing what's happening. You know, and the conclude quickly to build it up. Better than being in the business setup for a very long time. When he is speaking, he's speaking for the business climate. Because he knows not a movie that is there, all of the dealing when they put it through, they are benefit, they are caught, it's what will be defending. What money you wanted to go to health center and rule? Nothing. So benefit is fighting for the business community, because mind you, if there is a complete trap when they are not able to import gas into the country, what will happen to us? What will happen to us? Then there will be a shortage. So that's why you see the warning shot earlier. They acting, or as far as we could say, they are doing it for their own interest. They're not doing it for the Liberian people. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
You are on the air.
This is the voice of Peter Sai, and I join you from Sept. This man is not Peter Sai.
Tell the person behind you to lower his voice.
All right. Am I okay now?
Yeah.
Like I said, I join you from Seoul Clinic District 4. Mr. Andrew, the legislature in totality sold their birthright to the executive. By doing that, Mr. Boakai annexed them. So the legislature is an annex of the executive. Mr. Andrew, this is not the first time for the LPRC managing director to do such a thing. You can remember way back there was 9.7 million that were taken as loan. And according to our constitution, every business transaction, whether loan, no FOE can do it without passing it through the House of Legislature. But then that Emontua guy, when he took 9 million loan, it's on record. And that legislature, because they are there, but they sold themselves because some of them are so greedy, they are spineless and integrityless. They took little or nothing. They said they were doing it to some people, to unseat some people whereby they were selling themselves. Now they have them bought. So they just cry in their own cry. That whole legislature, we can't get nothing from all of them, whether the House of Representatives or whether the Senate do. They are already them bought. So they will get nothing out of their. They are unnecessary by the executive. So nothing will get from all of them.
That's true, you're right.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you too for calling. You're right. Hello.
Hey, my brother, son Andrew.
Yeah, Dr. Man. Yeah, Dr. Man, CC. Let's hear you.
The man Blake and Raw in the hole. Can make it with my brother and advocate dressing.
They
So when I say government dressing that up, next in America, and that's to people on the dread get to green. Oh,
I can hear that Bowie. Is it?
No, my brother.
Is it? We're still on Esau.
And that's in the time responding.
When you see that, you feel sorry for them.
You feel sorry for them.
Little dry, hungry.
No, I'll go and check. One of them, I know Dano Sano yesterday, but Dano Sano yesterday. That is a goal of Ben Abuti Velo Fatalo or Borode. Today, when people go to now, so interesting. And what was that? Is about Sano?
The big boy now.
A big boy now. Yo, I want to say, same argument to my Laban people. Look. Pas brother Sept, when they met to the police to fuck at it, they should do. He told the business what you want to see your see. And what he told the people?
Yeah.
You will not be the police what you want to see, what you do is you pay your houses. Don't carry us. And when you tell the police, get for the edge, they see. Anything you do it. So the poor see. And that's what comes out of it. You got a program and says, oh, let's change the money. One of the fucking goes in the way, they take about that day. But yesterday, the other Northern boy fellow was funny, useless, and dirty. Today, a more close. Today, you ain't talking. A president, we are saying, oh, I put it down for the public jet. I said, we are right.
Oh, you mean a senator? Masisi? Dr. Sisi went off.
Put to the power.
Oh.
You know, I'm looking for it. You lost the point, BB, and wait for that for you. So what kind of tell us, oh, I put that person. We are the metro people, this one they say your speed. All you do is because you suffer for 12 years now. We are key, it put that and me and not 18. So your speed, you pay on this metro to I know Natala, why I know a more to it. What is the map of Basso man? You say being the home today? That was what now say, couldn't go anywhere but today, go there in a face. What's the about to explain us? He says, what's the way to do that today? We don't know. The man was there and get a small to it. We're going to add a small to it. Let Luna Meto. Let us tell people who pay that loan. That one money pay the loan. You pay it by yourself. You see, if I will come out to pay that loan, then you get up for talking about this and you see, bro, machine. You have yellow one big yellow machine, yellow dress. Then you get that you hit that big Ghana. So then you can't see the lava. We had the paper that say, oh, the my good friend. My good time from was in the free school. He sent me no boss. He sent me no things there. So then you go back. Then you see what's trying to put out. No. Then you say, well, rule. They say, kids to the person, they were rudeness. So we are rule every day. Because what he did to the former president, that was his day. They say, clean the child in the weather when they come out, they'll live with it. But Boga is a very rude person and arrogant. So the city, they don't come for how you kind of bring the power and how they take for power too. So you not company. So the cabinet minister and they will see the machine they will get about today and they will take in the country, they will whoop people have seen. Instead of going to terminate and how they play people, people will pay that money for the machine. They will pay the money as a bunch of Zoko and Zonkies who tell the money, let's see. Don't wash your chair there and hooligan and hooligan. Thank you.
Well, that we are using the doctor for that. You waste the terms on the people. Hello.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Andrew.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
You. I spent some of time and I called for my purple corner down Spoon Hill. Mr. Andrew, thank you for your so many points. But my attention have been drawn to two. The one I have to do is quote the LPRC overcharging and that of the central bank. Firstly, let me make my point on the LPRC issue. In my mind, Mr. Andrew, this country is dragging into an Catholic governing system being led by a totalitarian leadership. Because on a democratic tendency, anything that has to do with the level of taxes is supposed to be gone by the legislature. But today, to see the FNP coming up with a kind of directive is mind-boggling and sorry for our country. This is another scheme, but it gets to our money and will not give us any account of it. And I ask the legislature to do this for us. Let us stand up against this. This government will set a bad precedent that will haunt each and every one of us in the near future. And the next one have to do with the issue of the central bank. Central bank, you say no money or no money shortage. Then why the banks are not to the LD? Why when you go to the banks for LD, you don't get it? They don't give it to you. And you go for 5,000, they give you 2,005. Telling us today, say the money is here, then where the money is. In my mind, these guys at the central bank, they are all going out of ideas and don't know what to do. This trying to implore, it will not help there. This is not the economic policy. If you are doing anything that is done on a dubious thing, once the bad fire, I want you. But Andrew, thank you. I just want to tell you, my brother, Georgia will come back here. Nothing that will do that you go running job campaign. Because the simple question they ask you, what children is, you can't defend it. So how Georgia will not come back. But for us, when you tell us what the children will answer you. Thank you very much. You are campaigning, you will come back. Thank you very much, Mr. Andrew, for giving us.
Hello.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a little female calling from Broadway. I want to say to the United Party people, they left for them to talk Bible, put talk Bible and get headed. They tell us that like Joe, we are king, tell somebody have for him, and put it in and said, the election that they talk, all gonna take care of the wicked and message. So now, they were talking to each other in our lab, but now, so we'll turn away headed. Enter again one, you don't enter into my affair, I will be in it. So the more continue. We are going to judge on it because of our wicked, evil, you go, pulling for our wickedness. Let me tell you. I just said that today also but tomorrow get a pay for it. Me tell you, so one way someone before they go, walk on they go. Later.
All right, mama. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yep.
How you doing?
I'm good. Oh, I'm good. Thank God for life. And you?
I'm good. This is Johnny Ackman. I call you from Broadway. Look, Sam Andrews. This country is going down the drain. That was like layoff by Fini. That is yet an extension of the executive branch of government. You saw how Joseph Baga was able to go against all opposition in the house. So they are afraid. They will get safe for anything to come apart. You know what it took the speaker from there to come in when he sat and they say the speaker. See what happened at FPRC. It's a cartel in the hall there regarding the fasting that they got to put on that thing something. Something that a cartel to benefit from. That fasting, you gotta get rich. I mean, to come out with re-election. The country is going down the drain.
But the people have started preparing for 2029. They know that they can't do anything significant developmentally between 9 and 20, 26, 27, 28. So the argument will be we didn't have much time. And they will dish our money all over the place. Like you see them doing now. You see the sign is all over the place. They're giving people small money. These ladies, they're giving them money and the boys to go around. They're running all around the place. They say, I'm buying red. That's what they're doing. Yeah.
What president don't respect the law? He just running the country just like a private farm he's running. Anyway, you feel like, I mean, I'm told that even such guys that put you on the king, they will go through regulation.
Yeah.
But that doesn't have time.
Yeah, but our
president gets it in that order and I'm saying nothing.
But why was it they took money? They took money to move for that COVID. That's the reason when you take money from somebody, and the job is done. Fini with you?
I mean, we are feeling that other country all Brazil go about again. We don't do it now.
Okay, thank you, Chief. Hello.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, you come back?
Yeah, I think I want to say that money when they put keep it to t-shirt 2029. Thank you. They will t-shirt the money, but they don't come back to power. Trust me. They will t-shirt the money.
But they will not keep the money. They will bring it out and people will eat.
That's what I'm talking. But we're eating and we're rejecting.
But I want when people bring money outside, that for you to put it around you and not to eat. All right. No, we understand it, Mama. They bring the money outside, that money to eat. They bring it for you to eat, not for you to keep. Hello.
Andrew?
Yeah.
Hey, come here.
I'm good. Fine.
Yeah, but Andrew, I just wanted to talk on the issue of the executive, like I said, the men that don't get anything to offer this country. The first thing they said are brave to the president. This is why they both saying they get a reduced figure. So there's no way the speaker can be able to summon the president. Because everything the president doing is in the favor of the reduced figure. So those guys, they just want top of people to hear that.
Dada, you want oval? No, it's not the speaker that can invite. The speaker approve his colleagues. They put it on the floor. You can make your request and lobby your colleagues to get their support. Once you have the support needed, the backing of your colleagues, it goes through. The speaker can overturn it. The speaker can single-handedly invite. It has to come from the floor, and you lobby the support of your colleagues. Call backing. Hello.
Yeah. How you doing, Sam Andrew?
Fine.
This is Mike Dan calling from the Chief Mr. Petroleum. I've been monitoring the show. Thank you. This afternoon, our leagues that updated on the phone and on the air. Brother Andrew, yesterday I was leaving from Marshall to come to Morovia. Can you imagine all in the food stores when you go to change no liberty? You can't outside the picking and say no liberty. Can you? I'm telling you, from the food store, you go to the food man, not to change. No, okay, you cancel no liberty. And I heard you saying that central bank said there's enough of liberty in the bank.
Yeah, that's
so
what they said.
Want to put us?
That's what they said. Go on their page. Go on Central Bank of Liberia page. You will see it. The statement I'm reading, you will see him.
Where do people want to put us? For us to strain our moles in the country, they lied to us and they continue to be lying to us. They came for that yellow machine issue. They feel you got to know 2029. They have nothing to prove. They won't show that they can bring the yellow machine back, and they know that they can fool up. You can fool the woman to pregnant her, but you can't fool her to win a child. We already know. And I like the role you play. You play cool on that man I was talking. I like your role. I really admire the way how you play cool on him and he left it down. Thank you for affording me the time for the show.
All right. Thank you too for spicing it up. Hello. Hello? You are on the air, madam. Okay, you're not ready yet. Hello?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm wishing Sabato from Bikotan Riha.
Sabato.
Yes. I always attend to you. When on the ground, I will take it from there. Today, when I praying for you. ABS and you. So I do, we all things go do here. The thing that say, I will come back. And you see the people getting here. They're not bulleting the living now. So don't lie. Thank you so much. That God bless you. The one who carry someone offering for non-life. I was thinking the year I get 68 years. I want to pray to non-life. That 2029, I want to say, now who are? Where the way I come back, so we'll know. I thank you so much.
You say what did you get?
I get 68 years.
You get?
I did 67.
Oh, you say you are 68.
Yes.
And you're hoping
so
to see.
To the God that sent me.
You're hoping to see 2029.
Like to get us that 2029. Let me see it.
Oh, okay, Sabato.
Come back.
Oh.
That is my point.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Let God bless you.
Amen. Thank you so much, Sabato. Always praying for us. Yeah, Sabato. Don't worry. You will see 2029, age 68. That's God's grace. The same God that brought you 68, the same God will take you from 68 to whatever 2029 is. You will see 2029. Don't worry, Sabato. Don't worry. Okay, thank you there. Thank you there for spicing it up. Let's have this break. Then, when we get back, we close with the counselor, the lawyer. This break first. Let's have this break. Let's go. When I say break, you know exactly what it is. the government don't want him to contest, but he will contest. He remains fully engaged with the electoral process.
I will remain actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and political leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change. Actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and remain actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and political leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change. Actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and political leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change. I will remain actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and political leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change. I will remain actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and political leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change.
Thank you, sir. So, you get it? Yeah, they don't like to hear it. You can hear them by way, as they say in Labyrinth. You can hear them by way. They ain't let to hear, oh, yeah, again. You close your ear. You come here again.
I will remain actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and political leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change. Actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and political leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change.
Okay. Thank you, Chief. That the man is a thorn in the flesh of Joseph Yima Bwaga, all United Party people. They're going to bed, they think George Weah. They eating, they think George Weah. Driving, they talk George Weah. Everything they do, everything George Weah. The man is the most significant person. Man. Okay, man. Time is fast spent. I said we were closing with the counselor, the lawyer, but let me inject this. There is every possibility, nothing can stop it. Not even the angels in heaven can stop George Weah from returning to the presidency. All of the signs are clear and convincing. We don't need Daniel. We don't need any one of the archangels. We need nobody divinely, but we have understood the signs of the time for ourselves, as God and Jesus said in Matthew 16:3. Discern the signs of the time. It is a foregone conclusion. We're not talking, or I'm not telling you about possibility. I am telling you about a foregone conclusion. Foregone conclusion means it has already taken place. It's just the time for everybody to give testimony of it. You go up, you come down, it will happen. You can frown, you can get vexed, you can say whatever you want to say that it is not possible. Interestingly, you aren't the one who controls future. If you can control another person's future, then you should control your future, that nothing should happen to you, that you should live on this earth for 1 billion years. You can do that, so you can control another person's future. You can determine for another person. No one knows the future. You can say George Weah will not come back to power, but at the close of the day, you're gone, and George Weah comes back to power. You can see. Don't ever say to anybody or say that this person would not. Almost all of the people who say would not, they end up regretting why they said would not, because only God has the future. So we speak of The foregone conclusion, the possibility, and the foregone conclusion. Stick those two in mind. Hold on to that. That's it. So let's go home with the counselor. As you dream about Weah, you talk about him, you just, and it is not normal. It is abnormal. You take one person and put him in your mind. The person is your concentration. The person is your daily life. The person is everything. It is abnormality. It means the person is very significant more than you think of yourself. Or the person who you have as president. The man himself thinks about George. We are all day. We are. we are very significant. Anyway, let's go to the senator. Not the senator, but the lawyer. Let's go home with the lawyer. This is very significant, very important. He couldn't have said it any better. Yeah.
The post on mercenary journalism. I'm sure many of you Liberians in and out of Liberia have read my post. If there's any lawyer in Liberia who should speak for and against journalists, it should be me. Why I say so? I have the credibility to do so. I have been a defender of the press and the actors in the press, journalists, from the 1990s up to now. One of the reasons I went to jail in 2002 was my effort in releasing journalists from jail all of the time and speaking for them whenever they were in trouble, getting them out of police cell, going to the magistrate courts, everywhere. I even drafted the law that is called the Kamara law today. But we fought for press freedom so that the press can be used to inform, educate, and entertain the Liberian people and residents here. Sadly, today, some journalists have decided to use the profession for money making. Money making is not bad, but when you make money to undermine the development of Liberia, that is bad. Journalists that take money from government officials to kill bad stories about them. Journalists that take money from business people that have decided to use the profession for money making. Money making is not bad, but when you make money to undermine the development of Liberia, that is bad. Journalists that take money from government officials to kill bad stories about them. Journalists that take money from government officials to kill bad stories about them. Journalists take money from government officials to kill bad stories about them. Journalists that is bad. Journalists that take money from government officials to kill bad stories about them. Journalists from government officials to kill bad stories about them. Journalists that take money from business people, bad officials to kill bad stories about them. Journalists that take money from business people, bad business people to kill stories about them. Journalists that take money to write bad stories about good people in society are the journalists that are called mercenary journalists. We don't need them. I'm prepared to keep fighting for journalists. I still do that today. But I really, really, really don't like mercenary journalists. They are a disservice to the profession. So today I ask all Liberians in and out of government to join me to denounce mercenary journalism. It is bad. It's not good for our country. We didn't fight for press freedom for people to use.
That is Councillor Tiawan Gonglo, political leader, Liberian People's Party, with yellow journalism. This is a reference to Unity Party bloggers, Unity Party propagandists, and other people. It's not a reference to us. Not that we are infallible. No, but we are honest. We're telling the truth. We're telling the real story. We're not sugarcoating anything. We're not faking anything to get money from people. Nobody giving us money. We manage our meager resources institutionally. We're comfortable with our condition. That is why if we don't have, we ask you, as we have seen and you have been helping with the King Support Basket. We try not to sugarcoat anything. We try not to trade the profession, which calls for proper information dissemination for dollars. What you see all over the place, that's what he's referring to. Mercenary journalism. People write what they want to write. They do their investigation. They find out corruption in this place. Then the government officials say, no, my man, leave that thing. Yeah, 250. If you put that thing on, you know that I will lose my job. And yeah, we've been friends for XYZ. The person preferred to take that 250 already. His house not really running. He turned to a big boy, a big girl. A lot more. You find Unity Party people giving people money to blackmail opposition. And if you look at it, you see the yellow journalism, you see the mercenarism in it. Almost all of the online platforms now, they've turned to Unity Party. They prefer to say, run Unity Party news, block opposition. If they will ever say anything about opposition, it should be negative. I know that for a fact because we've been observing. Once there's something positive coming from the opposition angle, they don't highlight it much. You only find one or two. But if something negative, they express on all of the platform. And not only that, the way they will write it, you have government officials, certain government officials, not all, certain government officials who will call certain media people and give them some dialogues and tell them, this is it, this is it. One of the things that hurt them a lot, and you see all that they're doing around, people moving from here, they're doing Facebook, podcasts, and other things. You know why? It's not necessarily the reality, but to back what they have been saying, that Weah will not come back. So they're portraying it like Buakai is doing best, Buakai is doing excellent. And so when they say Weah isn't coming back, then people should reference some of these things. That's the propaganda there. So they gave them few money. I saw a couple of them doing that. And I just feel sorry for those ladies who put themselves on screen. Because the reality is, these people will give you $5. They'll give you $10. They'll give you $15. At the close of the day, the reality presents itself. They will give the guys, they call bloggers, they will give them $150, $200. That is why you see most of these guys. Watch it. When Buakai approved the destruction of Unity Party headquarters, and would say it, even in the next war, I would say it. Standing before God, if God asks me a political question, I would tell God, Buakai did it. And if God asks me, what is your reliance? I will reference him, Buakai's statement when he came. And when God listened to it, he will say that true. Because a president can make that kind of statement. That which is legal, which is the law, you cannot impute political statement into it. That now your property, you occupy somebody's property, so you have to move. When they destroy CDC headquarters, see how they ran with it. Then Weah came and said, we'll build a new headquarters. The guys send a few dollars around again. I know what I'm saying, but I will not call names. Today, the shame. Even when the committee came out to announce how the money or contribution should be made, they were still writing negative things. Then along the way, they will pretend when something happened, along the way, they will pretend like they're criticizing Unity Party. They will read 1-2 lines and move from there. Then 1 or 2 hours after, they get back on CDC. Things about Unity Party that are happening, that damaging the country, they will refuse to bring it out. Because if they brought it out, Unity Party ministers will not give them money. They will not have the face to take telephone and call Unity Party minister. They will not have the face to call Mo Ali at Water and Sewer or Sewer. They will not have the face to call Buaka Jaliba at National Oil Company. They will not have the face to call Nito La at maritime. These are big guys. These are people that were in the nuclear of the propaganda. So if you look at social media carefully, apart from the mainstream media, if you look at social media carefully, the reason why my emphasis is on social media because it goes around the world. And that's why one of the reasons they take advantage of it. They would not say any one of those things. When the issue was raised about Bouaka moving with a very huge delegation to Japan, and this very councillor spoke against it, the rest of the people, they muted themselves, fearing that if they criticize Bouaka delegation, their source of funding will be cut because their source of funding is Unity Party. Majority of the guys that you see, majority of the online platform, they are feeding on the government. The government has the money. So they prefer to cover up, lambast the other side, justify their few dollars, act like they're so big of a media people. The councillor was not referring to us. We're saying the truth. We are not making the news. The government makes the news. We only reporting the news. Yeah, Mr. President gone to UNNGA. Usually, Mr. President template from Kula Fofana, she will name the president's delegation, support staff, protocol people, media people. All those will be in the statement, that which we have known, the template. From the criticism, what happened? They changed it. They changed it. They did not put all of the people because Mr. President, from the pressure, Mr. President headed with a huge delegation again to the UNGA. We're talking about one, they're not yellow journalism. They're not what the councillor referring to. Mr. President goes, comes back and say, we have good discussions. Beyond that, nothing happening. They're not us. We're reporting it. The legislature is a victim. The first casualty in this whole 35% cut, 2% on petroleum product to go to healthcare and infrastructure. Our little understanding from an economic standpoint, that's why we share it. So they're not yellow journalism. They're not yellow broadcasting. They're not all the councillor talking to. We're not taking money from anybody. We don't take money from people and say, hey, we're going to say this one on the air. We're going to blackmail the other person. Our role is to say exactly what we see in society. And because we are saying it honestly and with accuracy, because they make the news, Unity Party people don't want us to say it that way. That is why they can call and say we bad muffin the country, we bad muffin the government. But their radio stations, journalists on their radio stations, they will never talk anything in favor. If they ever mention anything about opposition radio station or opposition on their radio stations, will be against. But they will not turn there and say, yes, you are saying something good. They will turn to us because they know consciously we are saying the truth. We don't engage in anything. We don't call anybody and say, my man, call. These are things that you say we had a person coming or so and so. I want you to call and do that because that's what they can do on the other side. We know it. All of us in this business. We don't blackmail anybody. We don't go on to damage anybody's reputation. We discuss the issues. The rest of the people, they're engaging in blackmailing. Yellow journalism or mercenary journalism is the same as blackmailing. Meaning, your purpose is to damage somebody's character at the request of another person with dollars going up front to you. What the mercenaries, all of us watch movies. The mercenaries enter a contract. he gets the first half, the first part of the money. He goes and execute the plan. And after that, he gets his balance and gone. But it's not really helping. The counselor was right. But it's hard. With this atmosphere, it is hard. I can understand Councillor Tiawan Gongle's position. He couldn't have put it any better. He's 100% right. But the culture is polarized. It's just hard. You can't get professionalism is far. Except for few media institutions and individual journalists. Look at the culture right now. It's just messy. People are not holding on to institutional integrity, individual integrity any longer. It is how we can damage this man, or how we can cover it up, or how this minister can call and say, my man, you don't talk that thing on the radio. So, or how we get on the radio, we know that it is wrong, but we try to polish it in a way that so they will not see us as being against them or in favor. So that at the end of the day, when they are making their list for journalists to go along with them, then they will put our name on the list. You see that in the media. The reason they can look at kings, they say, okay, what are they saying? You bring the list and say, oh, okay, King's FM, you take the name from there. Not necessarily that we're not disseminating. They know that we are disseminating. But they are afraid that if King's FM is on the list, the people, when they go, what they see there, they will bring it. Things that when you even want to come to the public, they will bring it. That's the reason they can take King's FM name from there. Say, if I am representing the institution and things, I see certain things not right, and it ought to be, I'm not going to say, tell them, look, we're going to report it one hour. I'm collecting everything. Or, like what we have seen, sometimes you go to event, they will tell, my man, the other one, yeah, you know the one looking like they, you're not put it on the L, you're going to leave the other one there. I'm telling you, plenty of time, that normal thing, when you say on the thing, and you as a journalist, you know that that is wrong. You ought to report it to the public so that the public will know, because it is against the public, or it will be of help to the public. But they will tell you, say, general guys, you know, we are all colleagues here, you know, my boss, XYZ, or sometimes the boss himself will come after everything and say, gentlemen, you don't put it one on the air, man. You lead that one. You know, when you do it, it will look that kind of way to the public. It would be like the president now working, and you know, and how they can be talking. So you, the journalist now, after I finish talking, they go on the people, they say, oh, but I thought they say, who does it say at King's Event? Say, you don't put the people there, they're more they get loose more. They can't hire anything. You take them from there, you don't put them. So if you see how some of our men writing and reporting, they want to say the truth. They want they want to be neutral. At the same time, they taking side. But they want the people to see it like they ain't taking side. You know the thing wrong. To say on the air that this is wrong, it should not be. It doesn't benefit the country. The government is treading a wrong path. Mr. President shouldn't have said that. Mr. President shouldn't have done this. Mr. President should have. To say it that way, you know, and the one looking at the country, I can't really understand. We really need to develop a new mindset. They will be dancing around that way because it's scared. Because the Unity Party people listening, they're watching. So by the time you start hitting them hard, they say, so the mayor will tell you for also you're against us. All right. You're black man, I'm not going nowhere. But some of the things that we can see in the media, that's what I see of it. I want also. So the counselor was right. The counselor released a very good piece. If you went on his page, you'll see it there. Apart from the audio, he did a very good piece. How many media institutions, individual journalists will take that into consideration and make amend in their behavior? Very few, but majority. It will be this way going into 2029 and 2029, and it will even get worse. It will even get worse. Professionalism is just with few individuals and few institutions upholding institutional and individual integrity. The rest, no. So then how was he was referring to? We say that here, we say the truth. We don't get that. Government not giving us money. Government officials not giving us money. We don't get that. We say what it is. We owe it to the public. That's what journalism is. That's what broadcast is. Say it as you see it. Do not sugarcoat. Don't add, don't subtract. Just present it raw. That is why the law says the public is the judge. That's why journalism law says the public is the judge. Say it as it is. They will determine. They will make the decision because they are the ones who are receiving the information. They will say, oh, yes, we can do this, or we cannot do this, or we believe this person, or we don't believe this person. Or since we're going to vote, we will not vote for this person, we'll vote for this person, given how the journalist presented it to us. That's all we do, and we go. Nothing else. We don't sugarcoat anything. We don't blackmail anybody. Why must we blackmail? Just yesterday, people sat down on Yombli Kanga radio station, Darius Dillon radio station. What's the woman, the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice, when she had that thing and said she wasn't leaving because of XYZ in accordance with the law, the people sat down on the radio, they started insulting the woman. The United Party people who say they are more ethical, who say, oh, people should not call Joseph Boakai, they were on the United Party radio station owned by Darius Dillon and Yombli Kanga Lawrence, where government money is going. They're using government money to support that radio station. They were insulting. We don't do it yet. We don't insult anybody, whether you Yana boy, no. But we are descriptive. And that is required in literacy, intellectualism, and democracy. It is the normal of every radio station, BBC, VOA, Radio Al Jazeera, all of those international outlets. They describe, they are descriptive, they are vivid. They give descriptive picture to the people. Not describe, we're not insulting President Boakai. No, we can't do that. I can't do that. We discuss the issues. Because the issue can hurt. And what God say, he said the truth. The truth can hurt more than insult. Don't insult anybody. Oh. Don't insult anybody. No. You know what insult is? Listen, let me tell you before we go. When anybody insults you, don't get vexed. When you get vexed and you say you're insulting the person back, or the person insult anybody related to you, and you jump on that person, you start saying all kinds of things, where anything happen in your business. The thing people get in Liberia say, oh, you can't insult me, oh, yeah, you can't insult me, oh, you can't insult my days, you can't insult my mind, you can't insult my mind, you know how my mind bought me? Oh, nonsense. You know how I've understood that thing from child who coming up? And thank God I've reached this stage now, understanding Google. When anybody who insulting, you know what they're doing? They're only showing their orientation. They're all bringing. That's all the person is telling you. Insult can't take anything from people. People now cause people man, cause people pa. People now cause my man, cause my pa, any kind of, I say, boy, they're not taking anything from on there. It's not changing anything. They remains the same. So it only means that this is how you were brought up. But you know what can hurt? When you describe. That's why the Englishman said words hurt. Words, it hurt. It penetrates the marrow, the soul, the bone, the flesh, the spirit. When you are vivid of a person or descriptive of a person, it can help bad way. And that's why when people say that when they describe him, that I can hear Unity Party people when describing the president. And the president can describe. The last time the president said we're not trained. The president said we're reckless. The president was being descriptive. He wasn't insultive. He was being descriptive. He was right. He entitled to that. Equally, we entitled to the same thing. So when the president said we are untrained, meaning Liberians, now he spoke in general terms. When the president said we are untrained, we are reckless. Then you want to find out how did the president arrive at that conclusion. When Kotu Brown said some United Party officials are mean, lazy, and savage, the information minister questioned Kotu Brown. He said, how did he arrive at that? What investigation did he do? So Mr. President said we're untrained, we're reckless. He used all those descriptions. So then we asked in return, now like the information minister asked, how did he arrive at those words? What investigation did he do? So then we can push it back to Mr. President and say he was mentally reckless because he did not reason. You can go general. You can engage in hasty generalization, covering everybody. You have to be specific. Who are the untrained or the reckless people? If you say the people reckless, the people untrained, you're referring to everybody, including your own ministers and other people. So you see, simple. So those of you who can be getting, I know why you understand as insult. I see you. Today is Wednesday, eh? Okay. Yeah, the news is on at 6. And today is Wednesday. Ishaka is here with CDC hour at 6:50. And then at 8 o'clock, the only teacher of the land, the only light, Anthony Outlaw, A.B. Weah is in with Face the Issues that touch Buakai. Face the issues. He came, he jumped on the man. Yeah. You see, the president said, we're told I want tomorrow. Mingo, my time finished. We're told I did tomorrow. No one is infallible. I see you have that. We're told I want tomorrow. Yeah, but you know what that other bring in? Okay, so this is how we go home. Yeah, the doctor is in at 8 o'clock. You don't want to miss it. If God permits, we're back tomorrow. I'm Sam Andrews.